Well, our next author has been in my life for almost a year, and it has been a wild roller coaster of a year for us both. But the great thing that we both come back to is a tool set for personal development, for staying connected with Source, for knowing the truth when times are easy and when times are a little topsy-turvy. And maybe you are somebody who has gone through trauma in your life. Maybe you're somebody who works with people who have gone through trauma. But if in either of those cases that's you or someone you know, this book, Trauma and Abuse Healing, is the guide to using ritual and ceremony to delight in life. Please join me in welcoming Heidi Henyon. Heidi, hello. I love having you on this red carpet because you're so real, right? I think people think, once I have everything together, I have no problems, I have solved everything, then I will be ready to write a book. But life just keeps lifing at us all. Yes. And this book, Trauma and Abuse Healing, was really a set of tools that you have used and also helped others use.
Yes, this book was actually was supposed to be just a book about ritual and ceremony. And through a conversation with you, and you asked me about my life, well, how did I heal from my abuse? And I said ritual and ceremony. And you said, well, how long did it take you? And I said about 6 months. And you went, well, that's not normal. And
I'm like, most people spend decades on this?
They can. 2 to 5 years is a general rule. And so through working with you, I realized what I wanted to create was a tool for people and for therapists to use, particularly when your memories start really coming back as an adult of childhood abuse, which was my experience, because I was able to pass through this. You know, I went through PTSD a little bit, but it was able to get calmed down quickly. And through my own practices, through the therapists that I worked with, who was very, very skilled in these. And then through the community that I had built over years, practicing ceremony and ritual and things like that. I mean, a wedding's a ceremony. So ceremony and ritual are part of our lives. We brush our teeth the same way every morning. That's a ritual we create because it keeps us comfortable. It makes the day easier. And so, yeah.
So ritual and ceremony has been a part of your life for a long time. When you go through challenging things, do you automatically know which rituals and ceremonies to use? Do you create them? How does that work for you?
So I think what happens over time when you use this enough and you're aware of these kinds of principles and the way that we function, you start creating new ones as you go on. And that's one of the things I want to work with therapists. Yes, the book has many rituals. It has a whole process of starting, you know, to release and get comfortable with yourself, finding home, honoring where you are, all those sorts of things. Yet a therapist is going to know best what their clients need. And with time and with working with ritual and ceremony, you learn to start creating your own, and you learn to teach your own clients how they can do that and find comfort in their life. And as you know, this last year has been very tumultuous. I won't even go into the detail. But because of my deep innate ability to have that wisdom around the rituals that I need, if I didn't use ones that I already knew, the ones I needed would appear.
Yeah, I love that. So powerful. Well, Lana from Canada wants to know, how specifically do you write in flow? What kinds of strategies do you use to get in the best state of mind to write? You're the ritual queen. What did you use to get into a state of flow?
Sleep.
Oh. The ritual of sleep.
No, I used other ones, but one of the things that I found is before I would go to bed at night, because I like to write in the morning. I'm an early morning person. I want to be in bed asleep by 9 o'clock. So before I would go to sleep at night, I would ask for a dream. I would ask for what needs to come next. And sometimes I would be woken up at 4 in the morning and a chapter would flow out. If I wasn't asking the right question, it was real interesting. I would wake up and I'd be in kind of a state of, well, maybe you're not asking the right question. I'd get that. So then I'd go back into the creativity temple, which I learned from you. Or I would sit and ground and just feel and say, okay, I'd actually ask my body, because our body is an amazing tool, and I would actually ask my body, okay, what's next? And some kind of clue would come out. So a lot of the tools that you gave us, and then tools of knowing how, our own inherent joy and wisdom that resides in us, those got me through most of the flow. And when they didn't, I would get on Facebook or I would get into base camp and go, help! And one of the dear people in the background would absolutely.
Yes. Worst case scenario, rely on the team here at the Author Incubator. Heidi's book, Trauma and Abuse Healing, is the guide to using ritual and ceremony to delight in life. Congratulations so much on your book. I can't wait for the next one coming out soon, right?
March 2nd is the deadline, and deadlines are amazing because they do make you work.
All right. I can't wait to read number 2. Congratulations.